Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and baby, let's get into it. We are here for the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 5, episode 8. Y'all, I don't even know where to begin. I'm letting y'all know right now, I am pretty much dragging Lottie, Dottie, everybody except Karen. I'm just gonna go out on the record and just say this officially. Karen is my only favorite right now on Potomac. This season is not going how I expected it to go. I'm like in shock. I'm really in shock. I'm finding myself changing my stance on some people. I'm just in shock. Before we get into it, let me just start off with a few cute housekeeping rules. Y'all, I absolutely love the engagement that y'all give me down in the comments. But I'm telling y'all right now, with these coming episodes, keep it cute in them comments. I want everybody to respect each other in those comments. I know y'all engage with each other and sometimes it gets a little bit testy. And some of y'all be trying to get a little bit testy with the doll. And I love you to death. I love you for supporting. But there are going to be times, because a lot of us have opposing views on who we like and who we don't like. I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Keep it cute in them comments, okay? Especially when you talking to the doll, okay? And y'all know I love y'all down. But everybody, let's all be respectful and respect each other. I try my best to always be very fair. Even if I don't like somebody, I can give them a kudo or a point or some credit when they do something right, okay? See how I had to give Candace and Jazelle some credit for pulling Ashley to the side about the whole Michael nonsense last week. So for the most part, it's good, but sometimes I have a few comments where I'm looking like, all right now, keep it cute, keep it cute. I love you, but I ain't afraid to block, okay? So with all that being said, without further ado, let's get on into it because y'all, I truly have no words. This episode was crazy. We start off this episode and we don't even get their tagline. Bravo plays the clips of what we're gonna see with the fight with Candiace and Monique, and then the whole nonsense with Michael and Ashley, and Ashley's mom saying, this is unacceptable, girl, and we're all like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? So we end up starting this episode off with Candace singing. I was bored. Next, I don't care for the girl's vocals. She can hold a tune. She can hold a little note. That's all I got for her. Ain't got anything else. After she's done singing in the studio, because her husband Chris was there, and she pulls him to the side and she's just telling Chris about, the drama with her and Monique, and she's just over it and she's done and she doesn't really want to keep up with the friendship anymore. She's just over it. And he's just like, oh, I thought you guys were cool. I thought you guys resolved it. And she's like, no, we didn't. So I'm just like, okay, girl, like whatever. Just a mess. Now this next scene, I went through such a mix of emotions because I was watching two clowns play at their marriage. But Ashley and Michael are going to dinner and they're walking into the restaurant. They sit down and off rip, it's already tense. It's already just a mess. Michael was beat red. Did y'all see him? He was like sweating already. They hadn't even ordered their drinks yet and he's sweating and fidgeting. He just looks so guilty, so nervous. And I'm just kind of like, this whole thing is a mess. Like a big, fat, hot, raggedy mess, child, okay? So Ashley just starts it off and she's just kind of like, I'm trying to compose myself. I'm glad that we're having this talk in public, so I can't really act like a true fool. And so she's like, so Michael, what happened with you and this woman in a hotel? Because I got about 11 texts from Lottie, Dottie, every damn body about this whole, stripper, and I see it on the blogs. Like, what happened? So Michael tells her, him and his boys went out to the casino, and they went to a strip club, and they're having a good time. And he then goes into how he got super drunk, and the woman, because it's always the other woman's fault, of course, right? Of course, the husband can never just take the accountability, right? And so he's just saying that, he craved intimacy because they haven't been having sex since they've had the baby. And so he was just saying that, he didn't do anything. They were just in the bed together, and he woke up, and he just, couldn't believe that he woke up, to another woman in the bed. And so when he was getting dressed, she snapped a picture of him. And then when Ashley was retelling the whole incident in her confessional, Ashley was like, I believe him. I don't believe that, they had sex or whatever. And it's like, Ashley, I have beachfront property to sell you in Idaho. Like, Ashley just sounded like such a damn fool this episode. Like, she just really pissed me off, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get so upset and start screaming in front of this camera, but the stupidity that I saw was just really off the charts. Like, I was in shock. Like, I was in real shock that Ashley's gonna sit up here and, like, blame the other woman, acting like the other woman coaxed him, and, she's the one who seduced Michael, and, like, Michael didn't do this by his own, free will. Michael wanted some other WAP, okay? He didn't want Ashley that night. That's just what it is, period, point blank. Ashley, you a damn dummy if you truly believe that he did not sleep with that other lady, because he did. Okay, girl, he did. And then it was just so funny to me how, now we're getting the truth. Now we're getting what we really suspected was always the truth about their marriage. How their marriage has been, I guess you could say, open or untraditional or unconventional. So then Ashley reveals how she wants it all to stop. She reveals that back in the day, or actually not back in the day, but very recently, I guess before they had the baby, her and Michael were tag teaming, and, they were doing threesomes and all sorts of stuff. And then she admitted of how she met some woman that she was really attracted to, and her and the girl, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, in front of Michael, and they all had just a jolly good time. And it was so funny when she was like, but I wanted to stop. I wanted to cease. And then when Michael said, fun's over. It's just really funny to me how people like to, I guess, play with their marriages. And then it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, huh? Because, Ashley, you see, when you open up your marriage to other people, he's going to want that other person when you're not there. And I'm not trying to be judgmental with people, because, Lord, I don't want nobody down in the comments saying, oh, Brooke, don't be so judgmental. People have open marriages. People have different arrangements. Monogamy's not natural because, girl, because a lot of y'all, I be seeing on Twitter, a lot of the girls be, monogamy's not natural, and, you're going to desire other people. And, okay, child, whatever. But I'm just saying, 9 times out of 10, a lot of these relationships are not truly open, okay? It's cheating. It's open on his end, okay? And a lot of these marriages, a lot of the times it's seen, well, I don't want to say a lot of times because I don't want y'all to accuse me of being judgmental again, but I will say from what I've seen, I've noticed that it seems like a lot of women will do all these freaky deaky things to keep a man. And it always sort of backfires and blows up in their face, because then he's going off, he's going off behind your back with the other woman. And he's having sex with her while you're, at the grocery store or with your girlfriends. So for me and my house, absolutely not. I ain't opening nothing, okay? I ain't opening nothing but your wallet. Don't play with me like that. I'm leaving. I'm on the first thing smoking. If you think you about to cheat on me or we about to open up our marriage or have other people in the bed, I don't think so. I can stay single. I could say single for all that, to be really honest with you. It was just really funny to me when Ashley started revealing about how their marriage was open or untraditional or whatever, and Michael was calling for production to stop filming because he was really upset that their business was now out in the streets. And it's kind of like, at the end of the day, you signed up for a reality show. Like, I don't understand what people don't understand about this. When you get on these reality shows, people are going to dig and they are going to drag your skeletons out of the closet one by one. I don't understand this whole thing where you think you're going to fake in front and fraud in front of the cameras. We've seen a lot of these girls on other reality shows and on other Housewives franchises come in and try to fake the funk and act like they got it all together. They got it like that. And then come to find out they have money problems, marital problems, problems with their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to get on here in front. The best thing that you can do when you get on reality TV is just be real. We're going to find, the viewers, we're going to find out one way or the other. So you look really stupid when you try to hide. If Ashley would have just admit a long time ago when she first got on the show that her and Michael had an untraditional marriage, do you think we would have cared? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just so stupid. You do yourself a disservice when you try to lie and hide, and then when the chickens come home to roost, now you're upset. You get what I'm saying? It's just very stupid. She should have just been honest from jump about their marriage not being a traditional monogamous one. Period. I was just kind of like, these two are just clowns and they're really playing on our intelligence, and I don't appreciate it at all. So we get to the next scene, and that is Monique, and she is, I guess with her team, she bought some office space for her podcast, Not for Lazy Moms. Then she goes on this long diatribe about how she's overwhelmed as a mom and, being a wife, and how she's just so tired, and how she's, carrying the load and she just can't do it no more. I never thought I would say this. I'm officially irritated and tired of Monique this season. Right now, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the sob stories. I'm tired of the whining about her not having enough help. I don't really want to hear it. I don't have much sympathy for people who have the means, and instead of getting some help for the situation, they choose to complain about it and cry about it. I mean, think of the countless mothers who don't have millions. They don't even have thousands, okay? And they're struggling, and they have to manage to do it all and be it all. I'm sorry. For me, I don't plan on having kids until I have millions in the bank. And trust me, if and when not if, it's when. When that day comes, I will have nannies out. Just saying, I'm all for making life easier. I live a very good life and I want to keep it that way. So please believe that I will be no stranger to asking for help. I will have a nanny. I will have a housekeeper, honey. I'll have 2 or 3 around the clock. I'll have a night nurse. You know what I'm saying? So I just, it's spare me with this long sob story. Somebody get me the world's tiniest violin. I don't care. I know a lot of y'all expressed on Twitter that you don't care either. It's just getting tired, and I'm tired of it. I never thought this day would come where I would be sitting here getting on Monique. Monique has really been kind of aggravating me this season. I'm like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that these words are coming out of my mouth right now, y'all. I really can't believe it. But child, girl, who knew? Who knew that I would be saying this? Who knew I would be saying this? I didn't expect this at all. But I told y'all, this recap, I'm dragging everybody because everybody low-key got on my nerves. No, high-key got on my nerves except for Karen. So then we see Miss Jazelle at the furniture store. She's decorating that tacky, gaudy, ugly house of hers. And I was just kind of cracking up because she's so delusional that she was like, I have great style myself. I'm like, girl, where? We see her browsing for all these really nice things in a furniture store, stuff that she can't really afford, but I digress. And Robin comes in to, I guess, help her. I said, 2 girls with no style.
Well, does it though? I think so.
So her and Robin sit down, and then they start, just talking about all the mess between the ladies, and they talk about Ashley and Michael and how they both got a whole bunch of texts from everybody about, the whole situation. So they're just kind of like, I wonder how Ashley feels. Like, I can't imagine. This is just crazy. And then some way or another, Robin gets on about Ashley, no, not Ashley, Monique and Candace's disagreement. And remember, Jazelle had left early because she had to go for her award, the book award. So she wasn't there for the last day of the lake house trip. So, Giselle's like, why was Monique upset, like, that we have pulled Ashley to the side? Like, it wasn't about her. Like, I don't understand, like, why Monique is upset. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, that's just stupid. And it was sad because I was like, the fact that I even agreed with Jazelle about that, I was like, wow, this is just crazy. Like, this is really crazy. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone because I just cannot believe that I'm finding myself agreeing with Jazelle on anything. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is going on? Somebody save me, please. I don't like this, girl. I don't like this at all. So after they're done chatting and gossiping about the girls, Jazelle suggests that she's going to have a wine tasting, event for the girls so they can get together and just, hash everything out and just see each other, and to also celebrate her winning the literary award for her book. So the next scene, we see Wendy and her husband taking their son to karate. Next, I was bored. I was like, no, I don't care. I low-key had this part on mute. We ain't got to talk about it. So the next scene is Monique and Chris. And they are walking, having some quality time. And they're, pushing the baby. And so, they're just talking about her podcast. And this part really just kind of annoyed me as well. And again, I found myself saying, like, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm annoyed with Monique. Like, what is going on? And we find out that Monique's live podcast event, it isn't going well. She has only sold about 20 tickets out of 300 tickets. And she has already spent $200,000 on this whole, I guess, event. And I was like, $200,000? Like, for what? Like, I feel like she's trying to make fetch happen with that podcast. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm all for people trying new things and, trying to make some money. But I'm just like, I don't know if people really care. Like, I'm not trying to be funny again. I don't know. I was just kind of like, girl, $200,000 for what? Like, I was just confused. Like, girl, like, you could have gotten another car. Come on, $200,000. You could have gotten another Bentley, a Lamborghini. Like, $200,000, girl. Chris was looking like, wait, what? Like, you spent $200,000, like, on what? And so, he was trying to, like, give her some pointers. And so he was like, I was trying to tell you this a few weeks ago, but you weren't listening. You were just talking so much. And, like, she was like, oh, like, okay. And I'm just kind of looking at them like, like, okay, like, okay. They're just getting on my nerves, y'all. I digress. After they're done talking about that, Monique reveals how Candice, who was supposed to be a guest on the show, dropped out. And she dropped out via text. She just said, I'm not going to be able to make it. Sorry. Candice, I understand you being in a bad place with Monique. I understand you, not wanting to do it. But I just kind of feel like if I've made an obligation to someone, have the decency to call them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a stickler for professionalism, I guess. I don't like when people do things really just in a raggedy way. You know, I always try to uphold myself to a very just classy and very professional manner, you know, especially like in business. And if I wasn't getting along with somebody, I would have the decency to call them and say, hey, you know what? I don't think it's going to work. I just wanted to call you. I'm all for just leaving things on a pretty decent manner, even if we're not getting along. You get what I'm saying? Like, unless you really try to just like I don't know. I just feel like Candiace, the way she went about that whole thing was very immature. Like, I don't know. Candiace is just a very immature woman. That's just really the only word that comes to my mind when I see Candiace. She's just very immature. So in the next scene, we see Robin visiting her parents. That was boring. We can skip over that. I don't care. I don't care about her and Juan. I don't care about her and Juan trying to buy a house and get remarried and pretending like Juan loves her. I don't care. Okay? That was a waste of my 2 minutes that I want back. So the next scene is the big night, and that is Jazelle's wine tasting. All the girls get there one by one. Karen looked amazing, honey. She had the Fendi poncho, wig was laid, makeup was slayed. You know, she had her Chanel purse. Karen just looked so good. I said, Karen just wins 10s across the board, Miss Karen. Just, yes. I thought that Jazelle looked a gaudy, tacky mess. The Gucci bedazzled hat, no, it just just looked, she had like a bubble coat with like fur at the end. I was like, girl, what is this? Like, Robin looked a mess, everybody just looked a mess. Karen looked amazing. So Ashley comes in, and she's the last one to come on in, and you know, the conversation turns to her and they ask how she's doing, and Ashley ends up admitting to the truth about her marriage. And she's like, you know, me and Michael have had threesomes with other women in the past. You know, we have a very untraditional marriage, but I now want monogamy and I want it to stop. And so all the ladies are like, wait, what? Like, oh, girl, not me, not me. Couldn't be me, couldn't be me. And I was like, Jazelle, Robin, not too much girls with Ashley, because Miss Jazelle, you had a lying cheater, louse of a husband for years with all them outside kids. Not too much on Ashley now, girl, because you know what it is to be with a cheater. Robin, you too. Juan just doesn't have outside kids that we know of. And I'm no Ashley fan, but I said just keep it real cute. So Ashley just ends up telling them, and she's just like, yeah, you know, me and Michael went to a David Guetta concert, and I saw a girl that I liked, and, you know, we went back to the room, and we had a grand old time, just the three of us, and, you know, the girls were just kind of like, well, I wasn't really surprised because I had heard rumors about them, you know, having threesomes and all that freaky deaky stuff, so not surprised at all. Karen was like, I'm not surprised because I had heard this long time ago. We all had a feeling, and we were just waiting for her to admit the truth. So then, after they get off at Ashley, you know, Candace proposes like a little cheers, and it's directed towards Monique, and she's like, cheers to Monique, falling asleep while I was trying to say goodbye to her at her lake house, you know, the other weekend. And so they start going at it, and Monique's like, look, I was tired. I got 3 babies. You don't know nothing about that because you don't have kids. And then Candace starts trying to flip it like, well, look at you mom shaming. Look at you mom shaming. And it was like, she's not mom shaming. Like, can you just grow up for like a minute? It's just so annoying. It really is. You don't have kids, Candace, so how is she mom shaming? Like, just grow up. So they start going back at it. And then we see in the last 30 seconds of the episode how the fight gets started between her and Monique. And, you know, it's just a very heated situation, and we see Wendy like standing in between as the buffer to get them, you know, not to fight and to get them out of each other's faces. And so, honey, we see next week that is going to be the big fight. Bravo, let me just tell you something right now. Stop playing on my TV. Stop playing on my line. Stop playing with my cable bill, dragging out these episodes. I expected to see the fight tonight. And you guys, that was the episode. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think about the Ashley and Michael's marriage, the whole fight with Candiace and Monique, Monique's whining about, you know, the podcast and being a mom and a wife and whatever. Just let me know what y'all think, guys. And remember, y'all, keep it cute in them comments, okay? And on that note, I will see you all later. Bye, guys.